Okay, all right, folks, and we have some final words from a few other of the beautiful staff here at Winsor Hill Elementary in Johnston, Rhode Island. Okay, ladies, if you'd like to take it away with the introductions.
I'm Sue Parillo. I'm the health and physical education teacher here, and this is our second year that Josh has been here with his special program that our kids for Healthy Kids Day have been able to enjoy. Specifically, our kids that have special needs, maybe ADHD or are on the spectrum, have truly benefited from the program that he's brought in. Their response is overwhelmingly powerful, I would have to say, on their reaction to listening and engaging and exploring through his music.
And I do believe you shared with me upon arriving today the great levels of anticipation and approach by the students to you, asking as to if this was being brought back again this year.
Yes, last year, obviously, you were here. The kids very much enjoyed your program, and this morning they were asking me if you were going to be returning.
Excellent.
Okay, my name is Diane Walsh, and I'm the school librarian here, and I was really excited about the musical aspect and also the history aspect. I thought that was a really good combination. As a school librarian, we're always trying to bring in things of different cultures and different, you mentioned carbon dating and all these kinds of things. Even science, you brought in science, you brought in music, and you brought in also the history, which was very important to me, the people's culture. I think kids were fascinated by, knowing that drums were across all the cultures, and that the drum came from Africa, and you mentioned the Aboriginal cultures in Australia with the didgeridoo, and for me that was the best aspect, and I loved the singing bowl, which I've seen on kids' cartoons. Was my really first experience at seeing it in real, not cartoons, and I thought that was very calming, that the singing bowl.
Absolutely, and just tying that in, the integration across the curriculum is really important, especially for us as teachers. No matter what our field of study is that we teach, we try to integrate. So for you to bring that in and tie it all together, not only tying in the health aspect and overall wellness, but how science and social studies and history get tied in together, is really important.
I can see how it would be really beneficial to a school to have you come as an embedded teacher, or more than just one single workshop. I mean, that was fine, but to have an all day or a week or do something continuous, because then you could have kids who would be, they would understand more of what's going on, because obviously in a short time they don't get to have the full effect.
Yeah.
Right, or tying in with a music program, maybe tagging on and becoming part of that music program for a study, come in and have the kids do some research and explore and learn about it and see what you're doing. I think it gets kids more excited about learning, especially of music and of the art.
Well, I know it would be very exciting if you were embedded, because you could do stuff like you could have, say, the fourth graders could study the Australian culture and stuff like that. You could have another grade study African culture, and so that you would have each grade represented. They could tie in with the arts. They could do arts along with the music. We could do the research component. It would go really well with the Common Core, because you could have writing, you could have research. I can see it as being a really good project.
Absolutely. And in the end, the children were engaged. I was able to get them involved with doing the shakers and the drums, so there was participation. So anytime that you can be engaged, and I know from when I went through school and all the different programs and assemblies, and for me, where I come from, whenever someone engages me and gives me hands-on and it's fun and I can express myself creatively, that stuck with me much longer than if I just had to sit on the floor. They did their thing, there wasn't any engagement, interaction, and then they go on. So I'm willing to bet that this kind of experience is, and just what you said earlier today, with the kids were like, oh, is he coming, it sticks with them a lot more. And on top of that, they learned about different cultures from what I brought in.
Because if you were here longer, they could actually make their own instruments, and then everyone would be hands-on. It wouldn't just be,
and that's something that hopefully maybe can always be set up at a later date, and then it really gives kids something to remember. Then, oh, look, I get to use something I just created right away. Not too crazy. So, all right, so as far as healthy kids, how do you think this touched on today's theme with staying healthy?
Well, certainly our Healthy Kids Day, for us, we try to present a lot of awareness to a lot of different issues. So everything from what your presentation involved to our state police that were here with their canine unit, to bullying, to our blood center. So we try to touch upon the overall wellness, whether it be spiritually, socially, physically, what the kids can do, so that they understand that being healthy isn't just about eating right and being active, but it ties in their whole well-being, the whole
Yes.
person, achieving whole wellness.
Exactly.
And I think it was maybe the bullying person said something, if you want to be, I can't remember how she put it, but if you want to be unique or different or special, be your best self or something like that.
That was our best self station.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that ties in, with what you were doing too, because you began by saying, we can clear our minds, we can, get rid of all the negativity, and that's how we become our best self, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Work from the inside out.
Mhm.
What do they say? Change yourself and you change the world? All right, so once again, ladies, it was a pleasure to come in here for a second year in a row. And, who knows where else this will lead, but in the end, it's just about bringing people an experience that is still very uncommon and foreign to folks here in this culture. But in the end, the kids are definitely going to remember this again. And you folks with the parents and the faculty and staff. So thank you again for having us. Thank you for
Thank
some
you
final
very much.
words. And anything else you'd like to add in closing?
No, just keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you very much. Soundscapers drumming, everybody. Winsor Hill Elementary. Fonshaker over and